Hi everybody, off from another hot, humid day here in Thailand. Must be about 39 degrees. Roosters are all happy, chatting to each other. Number 9, love me long time. This series is going on a bit, isn't it, eh? Maybe we need to accelerate it a little bit. Maybe not. We left it. Gary had just sent the taxi driver home, P. He had Angela in his new condo, and she'd had a few drinks, and he had. They sat down, he made her a drink. He bought some earlier from shop. And there was a few snacks in the place. And they were sat upstairs out on the top by the pool. Very romantic. Angela was just been telling Gary about her part-time boyfriend and her past, and she'd announced that she had been in the entertainment zone. Anyway, at this point, while they're both sober, Gary says to Angela, Angela, I'm going into business with B. I'm going to buy 5 more condos off you tomorrow or the next day. And Angela leapt up from her seat, and they sat down with a table, leapt up, came round the table, threw her arms around him, and gave him a big cuddle. And she sort of hovered as if she wanted to kiss him. Anyway, he's sort of like, whoa, sit down, girl. And he's like, is this because you're getting to get the commission? You happy? And she's like, yes, yeah, and you're a lovely person, and oh dear. Anyway, he then went on to explain to her his business partnership with B, and that yes, Angela is going to earn commission, and also B was going to sort out some form of commission for her to help them with renting the condos out and helping B with bits and pieces. Angela was over the moon. Angela was she was a self-taught businesswoman. She'd come up through sales and marketing with the condos from an entertainment background, but she wasn't as highly educated as B. They had a few more drinks and just chatting about business, and she asked him a bit about his life, and she was getting a little bit tipsy, and as she was getting tipsy, she was asking him more and more personal questions. And it became very apparent to Gary that at this point, unless he stopped this date and put her in a taxi, they were going to end up in bed. And something stopped Gary going down that path. And he said to Angela, we've got to keep this professional, Angela. We could quite easily take this to a non-professional level at this point, but we're going to stop the meeting now, the date, and I'm going to send you home in a taxi. She seemed a bit disappointed, but a little bit of professionalism. She's like, okay, yeah, I fully understand. I think she was probably shocked. And Gary said, do you know any taxi numbers, or should we try and find some? She said, no, I've got a taxi I can use. Pick the phone up, Anyway, they cleaned up, and downstairs in the condo, yeah, it's a 2-story condo. Door rings, the old intercom. Gary, yeah, it's the taxi. Anyway, he leaned forward to give her a peck on the cheek, and she kissed him on the cheek. And he said, thanks for a great evening. Well, either me or B will be in touch tomorrow anyway, and we'll sort these condos out. She said, fabulous. Thank you for a great evening. And he put her in the lift. The other end of the taxi was waiting, so no problem. Off she went. Good boy, Gary. He could have so easily gone that, the woman for his children. What put him off? The fact that she'd worked in the entertainment zone and her education. He didn't want his kids, her to be the mother of his kids, basically. He was a bit upmarket about it, I suppose. Next, lunchtime. It was after lunch when B rang Gary and seemed very happy. And she said she'll come up to his condo, talk business, and she'll then meet Angela, and then go to the office, talk to Angela. And he said, yeah, come on over. She turns up with P, taxi driver, comes up to the condo, and she says to him, how was last night? And he said told her what happened. And she said, yeah, I already knew that you sent her home. I'm very glad you did. I'm like, oh, yeah. You imagine, Gary. Oh, yeah. Why are you happy I sent her home? And she sort of, she then indicated, look, it's professional business and all the rest of it. She's going to work for us in a way, so it's very good. Very good. She's not going to be your mother of kids. And he's like, I hadn't decided that. Not B back a bit. B says, we've got to go down, get these condos sorted, then I'm off to pick a car. She goes, I need to know a budget of a car. And he said, well, just buy a small car that's you're happy with. If you buy a more expensive one with all the toys, it's just less of a bonus for you, cash-wise maybe, in the future at Christmas. And she's like, I'd like some toys. Smart, yeah, smirking at him. Okay. Yeah, just get whatever you want. How much are cars? And she sort of said 5, 6, 7, 800,000 baht. He said, okay, well, don't go over $1 million baht. Right. They go down, chat to Angela, arrange the 5 condo purchase. Angela advised B and him for the best 5 for the money. There was no discounts, the fact they were buying 5, but Angela said that the condo company, if anyone bought multiple, possibly would supply furniture. So she said she'll check on all that and see if she can get that deal for them, save them buying furniture, as they're going to be rentals. So Gary's like, well, B will sort that out with you. You sort all that. Just get on with it. And that was it, meeting over. And Gary's like, well, I'm going to go and chill out tonight, and I'll catch up with you in the morning, B, and once you got your car, give me a ring and we'll catch up. Everyone's happy. Off they all go, separate ways. Next day, B's bought a car. She hasn't gone mad. She's just got, I don't know what it was, some little hatchback, about 750,000 baht. She's got it. It must be a Toyota, I think, from what he said. I think it was a Toyota because they have them in stock and you can get them the next day. Usually takes about a week if you start picking various colours. Can take a month or more. She gives me a ring in the morning. It's about 11 o'clock. He's like, right. She says, I'll come round. I've got the car. I'll show you the car. And we'll have a chat about office in your old condo. I need to get all the stuff for that. Okay, come on round. She turns up. Yeah, talks about office stuff. Yeah, he said, just get everything you need, a computer and all the rest of it, and kit out the condo what you need as an office. That's your area, just do it. Car, yeah, it's lovely. And we'll organise a limo in the next couple of months. You get settled, get people into the condos, and then we'll start doing some research about more condos potentially, or any other businesses we can think about. She's like, right, okay. And it's now turning into like a little business partnership properly. But still, Gary's there for finding a wife, Thai wife, to have his children. Remember, he's earning $50,000 a day, American dollars. So his time, it's important. He's only been a few weeks on this trip, so he's got plenty of time in Thailand. B says to Gary, I'll go and do all that today. She said, can I take you out for dinner tonight as a thank you for changing my life? Gary's like, whoa, that's novel. In his mind, he's thinking. He said, yeah, okay then. She goes, I'll pick the restaurant. I'll pick you up in the car, or I'll get a taxi. She said, or I'll come round in my car and we get a taxi from here to the restaurant. He said, whatever, yeah, just sort it. She said, okay. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. He said, 7, it's fine. See you later. B goes off, does all the stuff, office stuff and all that. Turns up at 7, puts the car in, that's security parking. P gets him on the phone, picks him up, and they go off to the other side of the island, over to the Phuket city side. There's some restaurant, seafood, steak restaurant, half Thai, half foreign. Quite a nice restaurant, not far from the water. Very nice, not too expensive. And they turn up there, and there's a band playing, or just starting to play. It's early evening. They sit down, start drinking, eating, having a lovely time. B sort of asking him a bit more details of life as well in America, and what's it like actually to be there, and what's the weather like where he lives, and what sort of houses he got, what's the surroundings like, what's the schools like. And he quite happily tells her everything. She keeps quizzing him more and more about America, and he's like, why do you want to know so much about? She goes, well, if you want a child, bring up a child in America, it might be, maybe I need to know this information in case I'm involved with the foreseeable child. And he goes, oh yeah, I suppose, yeah, in case we're doing a surrogate thing where I just get a girl to have a baby. She said, yeah, so I want to know everything. And he's like, oh, so he opens up more, starts telling them more and more details. They carry on, finish the food, band's good, a few more drinks, and B's like, let's go back to your place, have a drink. And he's like, okay, yeah. Ring Pete, pick him up, take him back to the condo. This guy's just normal stuff. Gets him upstairs, starts drinking a bit more, put some music on, up by the pool, and they're getting tipsy. And basically B seduces Gary and drags him off for a night of very, very heated passion. Morning. Gary's like, I didn't think we were going to do this again. What's going on? And hangover. And B said, well, I think might as well be me that gives you a child if you want, if you're going to pay for it, if I'm your business partner. And if you're happy, why don't we do a business partnership with the child? And she says, I'm happy to have a child for you. You can, if you want the child to live in America and educate in America, as long as I can pop over and the child's brought up by someone else, that's fine. Maybe we can do something along those. Or if you don't want me to see the child, she said, I've got one child and I'd be happy. Not fussed about having any more kids myself, but I would consider, especially if it's financial amount of money that I can put for security for my child for the future, for college, university, and put it towards his or her education. I can't remember what it was, a boy or girl she had. And he's in bed in the morning. He's like, whoa, what? And he's like, wow. He says, I need breakfast. I need food. She says, well, yeah, I'll go and get food and bring it back. Make breakfast. Go back to sleep. And he's like, well, okay. Off she goes. Comes back with loads of breakfast. Makes all breakfast. Up to the pool. Wakes him up. Come on. There you go. She's already thought about it. The fact that he didn't go with Angela, and she wants future money for her child. She's put a business head on. She's thought about it. She can have kids. Why not her? Okay, she's not the prettiest girl, but everything else is great. Keep it in the family business sort of thing, She'll keep the money to her rather than giving it to some other girl. It's going to be a nightmare to find the right girl. And she says to him over breakfast, she said, look, I'm not after being your girlfriend. I'm your business partner. Having the baby, I can still work for you. okay, I might need a month off or so when we have the baby, but we can get Angela to fill in. We can run all this, no problem. Get you a baby, or two if you want, whatever. And you can still come here and take, if you want, girlfriends and other women. It's not a problem. We're not a partnership. We're not as in a boyfriend-girlfriend. He said, it just all fits. It makes sense. And he's like, starting to wake up. He said, I need to think about this for a day or two. But last night was amazing. She really seduced him. And she's like, it was. Where's this going? B, what a girl. Owns a shop, meets a foreigner. Foreigner gives her a new job, gives her a load of money, gets her a car, gives her a condo, seduces each other once or twice, possibly gonna have a baby together or two. B, it's like winning the lottery. Would you pay someone to have a baby for you and bring up a child alone? Don't know. It goes on. Interesting. But will her looks put him off having a baby with her? What will the baby look like? Him or her? See you next time, guys. Bye for now.